All right, YouTube, it's been about a week and a half since the last time I touched Gretchen. A couple things. When I was last in there, I saw the steering coupler was a little bit worn out and that the previous owner or someone had used the wrong bolts on the subframe. It's supposed to be torque to yield bolts. So I went and ordered those things. They've come in from ECS Tuning, so we're gonna go ahead and install those. Also, I actually got a cold from the last time I was in there, and then I went and visited some friends in Chicago. Weird thing about all that is if you fly and you come back and have cold symptoms like my hoarse voice, people in the office freak out. So I've been quarantined from the office and I'm working from home, but the good news is that means I have more time to be in the garage, so. All right, so like I said a second ago, got our new stuff from ECS Tuning, new steering coupler, new torque to yield bolts, hammered out the old steering coupler, so now we're just working on getting the pan off. By the way, if you're an F1 fan, the second season of Drive to Survive's on Netflix. Obviously not sponsored by Netflix. Anyway, I got that playing in the background while I get my ass kicked on this car. What a pain it was to get to this point. All right, nice little Easter egg here. Looks like the previous owner went ahead and did the safety wire nut on the oil pump, so that's cool. I don't have to do that. I'll check to make sure that hasn't loosened itself. And if we look down, the oil pickup tube is not cracked, so that's good. All right, and now the big surprise, got the pan off. Check this out. It's already got a baffled oil pump set up, or oil pan set up. I think this is the Turner Motorsports kit, so thanks previous owner, Jeff or Nick, one of you guys. All right, so the next step here, I'm gonna go ahead and peel off the old leaking gasket and go ahead and get her prepped up for the new gasket. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Come on, one piece. Yeah.
There you go, buddy.
Come on, don't break on me, baby.
There you go, buddy.
Don't break on me, baby. Rainbows are visions,
Get a hold of her, bud.
but only illusions. Rainbows nowhere to hide. There we go, I just got the old gasket. As you can see, she was leaking. See how there's oil on the outside of the rubber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. It's interesting though, because this rubber feels okay.
Yeah, that's what scares me.
You know, German rubber don't last as long, so you know what they try to tell you is that these cars are expensive, and it's true.
This rubber does feel really pliable.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
What's all this sludgy shit in here? Alright, so in closer inspection here at all this weird deposit stuff, you know, I've always been curious about what's going on with that glitter stuff every time I change the oil, and you know, kind of made the mental note of that's not normal. I'm kind of looking closer at this stuff over here, and I'm like, it doesn't look normal either, so not much I can do about it now since I've got 2 weeks till a track day, and just gonna go ahead and put a new gasket on the pan and slam it in there, and be sure to click subscribe because I'm sure in about end of the season, 9 months or so, we're gonna be doing an M50 rebuild. So yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Well, if I've learned anything so far is I should probably change my oil more often. How often do you guys change your oil, YouTube? Do you do it every track weekend? Do you do it every other track weekend? All right, that looks, holy shit. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to clean that up. So now I'm just cleaning up the gasket surface here, making sure, I think you're supposed to use a gasket scraper, I'm just using a razor. So I'm taking care not to gouge the surface. Also making sure I'm not dropping any gasket shavings into the pan. And if I do, cleaning it up. Ooh, we got a high spot right there, interesting. We're gonna roll that over is what I'm gonna do.
I'm not entirely convinced, but maybe.
No, I'm not either. I'm just coming up with reasons, excuses. So how about the feel good and fuzzies to
Yeah.
just come up with reasons as to why your shit sucks. But that is the only ridge, although it's leaking down here. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and degrease the surface. I'm gonna take extra care to make sure I especially degrease the low edge here, since that was the edge that was leaking. So let's go ahead and open up this new gasket here. Take a look at what we got. I like how it says, urgent, inspect shipment for damaged or incorrect parts. Contact Bimmerworld staff within 7 calendar days of item receipt to issue claim. I got this in September of 2019. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at this. First off, hold on. Whoa. Shout out to Bimmerworld for sending me stickers and Haribo gummies.
Cool, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Careful not to bend the gasket because it's metal. All right. And the new gasket. So this one can only go in a certain way. Wow, this feels about as equally as pliable as the last one. Like this. All right, well, can confirm, does fit. I guess now's the time we should go ahead and install some, or apply some RTV sealant to the front timing cover meets the block. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah, you do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Well, 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 would you look at that? Finally got the pan in. Man, after reading all that stuff on the internet, they weren't kidding. This is one heck of a job. So thanks to Tyler for coming in and helping me out. We went ahead and got most of everything, like the rack and the subframe, kind of just bolted in and situated. And I got the new steering coupler kind of inserted there. So hopefully I have the alignment close to good enough for driving. All right, so something that really bums me out that occurred is I cracked my pan. I don't know if you can see it right there. Now I followed the procedure, starting from the front, going all the way to the back. But when I went to tighten the transmission bell housing to pan bolts, I guess it had enough tension to pull this back and it cracked that. So I did an inspection, there are no other cracks, it's kind of just that leading edge right there. Kind of a bummer, but I mean, what can you do? She's an old girl, and I guess because this pan's also been modified and welded, you know, maybe she's partially warped. I don't know, these are the feel-good, happy things I tell myself, but anyway. All right, so I think we've come to a pretty good stopping point for the day. I think what's left here is definitely need to go back and check all the torque for the remainder of like the subframe, and have to actually reinstall the power steering pump and all the other accessory things here. Aside from the pan, everything is kind of snugged in here, so need to start making a checklist for getting this car ready for the track weekend in the next couple weeks. So fluids and kind of an overall check over in this thing, and actually I need to see what's going on in my trailer. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see you next time.